Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of No Holds Barred, our little sort of thoughts video at the end of the journeys that we go on. And here we have the Outer Worlds. Or rather, well, we've already done the Outer Worlds. What we have is the Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon. We've just wrapped up the first major DLC of this game, and it's so good to be back in this game. I did not realise how much I missed the Outer Worlds. I now remember that I spent most of my last playthrough, the game after the Outer Worlds, gushing about the Outer Worlds, even though I was also gushing about the other game I was playing. And here we are again in the Outer Worlds, and I'm really happy. And it is still as much of a joy to play now as it was when we did the base game. So, what can I say about the DLC? Well, all the stuff I said in the last Thoughts video about the Outer Worlds applies. The graphics are still beautiful, especially now that I've had an upgrade to my graphics card, so I've been able to turn things further up. I had to knock the FPS down and lock it at 60 just because of the way my streaming setup's done, but it was running on an RTX 2070 Super. The game ran fine on Ultra with unlocked frame rate, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I've knocked everything down a bit to make it more stable on the stream. But yeah, even on the custom settings I've got, it is still an amazing looking game. Sound design is still brilliant. The guns and the world, the music is still minimal. I mean, you can hear the main theme. This is still an amazing main theme, by the way. There's certain music bits and soundtrack, but a lot of it just sort of fades into the background. It's ambience, and I can fully accept that. Gameplay-wise, gameplay is still exactly the same as the base game. You run around, you shoot, you've got your RPG mechanics, you can build your character, you can level up everything. We went with a persuasion route. We went with a character with a silver tongue, so we could basically talk our way out of a lot of issues. And in my opinion, we unlocked the best ending of this DLC just by going through that route. Which isn't too bad, considering, if memory serves, I completely screwed up my character at the end of the base game, trying to unlock a way around fighting a big giant robot. Oh no, hold on, I didn't. No, because I did that as an experiment. Anyway, doesn't matter, it's fine. Either way, my character has managed to do the job and he's been brilliant. Captain Ezio of the Unliable is still undefeated and still a hero in my opinion, but that is the biased opinion, I am afraid. No, like I said, all the base game, all the music, all the sound, all the graphics, well, on the point of graphics, what? No, I'll ignore that. On the point of graphics, the world design is still absolutely beautiful. Some of the sci-fi aesthetics, the Sky Dome in the Gorgon facility, the character models, the world, the places you go. There is one place, the HIA. It was very reminiscent to me of Batman Arkham Asylum. Much darker than Arkham Asylum. Much darker. But the aesthetic was very much of the Arkham Asylum, and I loved it. But like mentioning that, this DLC does get really dark. The Outer Worlds did have its dark moments, yes, but this DLC takes one area in this DLC, cranks that all the way, cranks a lot of it up to 11. Did I mind? No, not really. But yeah, so you've got a few set pieces. Like I said, HIA reminded me of Arkham Asylum, whereas one of the first locations you go to very much reminded me of BioShock. Actually, a lot of this DLC reminds me of sort of the BioShock aesthetic. Really need to play that game one day. Anyway, I digress. So, the main set piece here, the story. You venture off into the Gorgon facility. Well, but you start off by receiving a severed arm in the mail holding a voice recorder. Because of course you do, it's the Outer Worlds. After you remove the voice recorder and attached arm, and play it back, you find it's from an old friend of the previous captain of your ship, Lucky Montoya, who is onto a gig in the Gorgon facility. But things have gone capsized, so he has contacted Captain Hawthorne, who we accidentally may have crushed in the beginning of the base game, and so we go off and we meet Minnie, who was I loved Minnie. She was a brilliant character. I'm glad. Yeah, so we meet Minnie, who is trying to get her mother's journal, and that leads us into the Gorgon facility, where we discover that's where Adrena Time was created. And from there, it is a roller coaster. I'm not going to say more, because that's going to spoiler territory. And literally all I've done so far is just recapped basically the description of the DLC. So yes, like I said before, this DLC does get dark, but it also still has the jokes. It still has those light-hearted moments. It still has absolute fun. And for some reason I had a bunch of cows appear in my ship's cargo hold, and I still don't understand why. But yeah, if you get the chance, if you have the Outer Worlds, that's a point. The full ending you don't get until you beat the game. We've not seen the ending slides for the DLC because I'm not fighting the final boss just yet, because I believe there's more DLC on the horizon. So we're going to wait until we've done all the story DLC before we refinish the game. Also, as with Fallout New Vegas, and I think most Obsidian games, once there's no post-game content. Once you finish the game, that's it. It's the end. The end rolls, the credits roll, and that's it. You can't go back and finish up bits and pieces. So hopefully you have a save before you did the final mission on Tartarus. If not, I'm afraid you're going to have to play the whole game again. Not the worst thing in the world, but if you've got a limited amount of time, that might be an issue. So bear it in mind, and I wish you the best of luck in your saving. But yes, if you have the Outer Worlds, if you have that available save, or you don't mind replaying the base game again, get the DLC. If you're feeling brave, take a roll on the Season Pass. But all in all, this DLC I can highly recommend. It was a fun DLC. It was fun. It was a fun story for a lot of it. It was a gripping story, and more than all, it was entertaining, and it was full on escapism. And in these times, I couldn't ask for more. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts and gushings about the Outer Worlds, the Peril on Gorgon. As I said at the start of this, I am so happy that I have got to go back to the Outer Worlds. This was my game of the year last year. It is still one of my favourite games of all time. I'm just utterly besotted with this. This to me is my Fallout. It is my Fallout. Fallout was good, but as far as I'm concerned, this is better for Fallout. I might make enemies by saying that, but sod it. That's my thought. That's my honest opinion. And if nothing else, that's what these thoughts videos are for. Me to get my honest opinions about a game I've just finished out to you. And thankfully, every game we've played so far has been an absolute cracker. It has been brilliant. Very levels of brilliant, but they have all been brilliant. So there we go. I think that's everything. So, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, I will see you somewhere on either the Twitch channel or on the YouTube at some point. And to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, afternoon, where it is around this whole wide world you are, and as always, until our paths next cross again, the vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.